inject new bodies into the lineup, do you find as a coach that sometimes they can pull the team that's struggling in early starts along with them to maybe give them energy from the puck drop?
Well, you're hoping that happens. In our case, it has happened some games and it hasn't in others. So, we can't just rely on new bodies coming into the lineup for that energy. The guys that are there and playing anywhere from 20 to 10 minutes a night, they have to bring their own personal energy and their own detail to the game, and then everybody else will do the same, and then we're up and running. So I guess to answer your question again, yes, it can happen at times, but I'd like to think that every individual is responsible for that.
So did you see a response or higher level of engagement from your players after your moment in Thursday's practice when we saw the video that clearly you weren't very happy with how things had gone in the practice?
Yeah, and that moment occurs often with every team. Day after a game, you don't play real well, you kind of carry it forward, but we've been doing that into games, so we've tried to change some things, design practices to get into practice quicker instead of taking our time warming up. We skated yesterday before we left. It's not something we normally do. So we're trying to shake the tree a little bit, if you will, to change things so that we're engaged earlier in games individually and collectively.
In the sense that engagement is in the group coming into a building like this where
it's Saturday night. We're in Montreal, hockey night in Canada. You'd think that the guys will step up and respond. I know I would be excited if I was playing.
Is there a tough learning process for this young leadership group, Coach?
There is. The guys that we have leading the pack are young leaders that this is the first time of going through adversity and experiencing it. I think they're doing an admirable job to this point. They're getting some good support from some of the older players at that secondary level. But again, the results speak for themselves, and if that's an area we have to improve in, then let's do it. For me, I don't see it being a leadership thing. I don't see it being a following thing. I see it being an engagement thing on the ice and being ready to go.
Were there games lately where you thought you were turning your corner and then?
It's usually every second night with our group. And I say that tongue in cheek because we have a really good one, and you're excited about coming to the rink the next day, and then we don't play so well the following night. We haven't been able to string anything together to consistently feel good about ourselves. So, tonight we're looking to get back on the positive side, and we'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here.
Do you have an explanation for that?
No, I don't. No, I've been asked that question. Where's our Edmonton guys? I'm running out of being asked that question.
Like it happened in the past year in Montreal, missing a number one goaltender, especially at this time of this situation.
Yeah.
Like excuse, but
no, we're not about excuses. We're not going to make them. Losing your number one goalie, as Montreal felt and experienced with Carey, but also losing Sekera and Larson at the same time hasn't helped our situation. So you combine those three pieces and makes it a little more difficult. But that's why the season's 82 games. Every team's going to go through those phases where they lose key people and they've got to struggle and emerge through it. We're at that time or place right now. What it means is you should have been better earlier and bank some points so that you can and do survive these types of segments.
What are the updates for Cam?
He is skating. Obviously, you could see him on the ice before. I had an opportunity to talk to him after his skate this morning. He felt pretty darn good. If it was as simple as just going in and making the simple save, I think we'd have a great goaltender. But there's a lot more to it. There's the athleticism and the desperate save that we want to make sure he can make and feel good after. And so we're going to take our time with him. I think he's getting closer, though.